Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has done it again, creating a major diplomatic headache for the Trump administration. The cause? A controversial missile strike launched into Qatari territory. This aggressive move now threatens to derail the incredibly fruitful tour President Trump completed just a few months ago, a tour that secured a massive commitment from key Islamic nations. Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and other regional partners pledged to invest a staggering $1.5 trillion in the United States. Now, that entire deal is in serious jeopardy. In response, President Trump is sending Senator Marco Rubio to the region on a critical firefighting mission to contain the diplomatic fallout. All eyes are now on the upcoming statements from the King of Qatar and the King of Saudi Arabia. Their reaction will be decisive. Let's see the speeches of the King of Qatar and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia.
Islamic conference on the aggression against Qatar. Excellencies, dear brothers of mine, Your Excellencies, Majesties and Highnesses, honorable participants, Assalamu alaikum. I would like first of all to welcome you in your home country, Doha, and I'm thankful to you for your response to the invitation for this emergency summit. The capital of my country, Doha, in which this meeting is being hosted, to a major aggression that has targeted a meeting of the Hamas and negotiating teams. This was in a residential area. And as a result, there have been 6 martyrs, including a Qatari citizen working in the Internal Affairs Department, and others were wounded. The citizens of this peaceful country have been taken by surprise, and the world at large too, not only because this is an aggression of the sovereignty of a state and a violation of international rules and ethics, and also on account of the circumstances surrounding this cowardly aggression. Qatar, which is thousands of miles away from which the aggressing airplanes started, is a mediatory country that is putting in efforts to put an end to this devastating war waged against the Palestinian people in Gaza, and that has turned into a genocide where they call for the liberation of the Israeli hostages. And the negotiations between Israel and Hamas were about to reach an achievement with the help of the sisterly country of Egypt and the United States of America. This has resulted in the liberation of many hostages in 2020 and 2022. And such negotiations reached solutions, and Israel continued its intransigence and insisted on continuing the war, insisting on the liberation of all hostages and the liberation of all those taken hostage. The policy of Hamas was looking into a proposal mooted by America and received through us and from Egypt. It's quite clear that Israel, which was meant to be the other negotiating party, at least within the framework of this mediation, they were aware of the meeting in question being held in a well-determined venue with journalists and visitors and others. They were to focus on a paper prepared by America. Have you ever heard of such an aggression? A state that is working in a consistent manner for negotiations, a state that is party to the negotiations and yet aggresses the venue where the negotiations take place. If Israel wishes to assassinate the Hamas leaders, why then engage into negotiations? If you wish to insist on the liberation of hostages, why then do they assassinate all negotiators? How can we host in our country negotiating delegations from Israel, whereas they sent drones and planes for an air raid against our country? There is no need for questions. This is just a cowardly aggression. And there is no room to deal with such a party that is cowardly and treacherous. It's difficult and impossible to deal and negotiate with such a party and we need to expect anything from such a party. And the second reality that comes to the surface is that those who work consistently to assassinate the party that is in negotiation will certainly do everything to ensure the failure of negotiations. When they claim that they seek the liberation of hostages is a mere lie. Their objective is nothing of importance. It is the negotiations are only part and parcel of a scheme to fulfill their objectives. When they meet the world community's pressure, then they send negotiators and to therefore ensure the failure of negotiations. This has been their tradition. If they were to liberate the hostages, that's not their objective. What they really want is to ensure that Gaza is no longer livable. They believe in what they term as the Greater Israel, and they take advantage of the war to expand the settlements and to achieve and undertake aggressions and incursions, and to plan for other aggressions for the further expansion. The government of Israel claims that they have been putting in efforts and that and they undertake the same procedure. The other third reality that shows the treacherous character of the other party is that the Israeli government that claims that they have improved the situation in the Middle East, and they claim that they can intervene wherever and whenever they wish to ensure that the Arab region is under their dominance. And this is a mere myth. They claim that they're entitled and to do so. In Lebanon, the government of Libya is faced with assassinations and raids, and they seek to put the country in a civil war. Regarding Syria, the head of the government in question states clearly that there is no room for negotiation, as if the regions of Syria are part and parcel of Israel. We are fully confident that these plans will never see their way to achievement. Honorable participants, Israel claims that they are a democracy that is surrounded by enemies, whereas in fact they're building a colonialist occupation body carrying out crimes without limit. And the head of their government has been announcing that they have prevented the establishment of a Palestinian state, and they have shown their animosity and hostile stance towards the Palestinian Authority. Is the Palestinian Authority an enemy of Israel? These are two states that have signed agreements. There are other countries that have signed agreements in line with the Arab Peace Initiative. And had Israel accepted the Arab Peace Initiative, they would spare the region and itself so many tragedies. However, they not only refuse peace initiatives, but they wish to impose their own dominance and will. And whoever opposes them is, according to their claims, either terrorists or anti-Semites. Whereas at the same time, the government of the terrorists and the extremists in Israel are pursuing a policy of aggression everywhere. Each one of these three realities and truths deserve that we convene not only an emergency summit, but only to take necessary steps to face up to the bloodshed character of the Israeli government and the resulting continued genocide and displacement in Palestine. Secondly, aggressive intervention in Arab states. And thirdly, treacherous aggression against my country, that has shown its peaceful character and intentions, and that has been that gained respect of all parties. We, according to the international law, we are entitled to preserve our sovereignty and face up to the Israeli aggression. I welcome you once again and thank you, and wish this summit full success in taking appropriate and firm decisions. Wassalamu alaikum.
And condemn the actions of the occupying authority, Master of Israel in the region, the latest of which is the brutal aggression against the sister state of Qatar, which requires an Arab, Islamic, and international response to confront this aggression, and to take international measures to stop the occupying authority and deter it from its criminal practices that destabilize the security and stability of the region. We will stand with the sister state of Qatar in whatever measures it takes without limit, and we will dedicate all our resources. Therefore, we also condemn the continued brutal assaults on our Palestinian brothers in Gaza and the persistence in committing crimes of starvation and forced displacement. On behalf of my master, the custodian of the two holy mosques, may God protect him, I convey the same greetings. The second year of the 9th session of the Shura Council. We ask Almighty God to grant us success and make achievement our path, dear brothers and sisters. This state was established 3 centuries ago on firm principles based on the values of Islamic law, justice, and consultation. We take great pride in this blessed approach, and God has honored us with the service of the two holy mosques, a responsibility to which we devote all our care and attention, dedicating all our resources to it. Brothers and sisters, our economy continues to diversify its paths and affirm its ability to reduce its dependence on oil. For the first time in our history, non-oil activities have accounted for 56% of the GDP, which has reached levels exceeding 4.5 trillion riyals. All of this and other achievements have made the kingdom a global hub that attracts a wide range of activities. Perhaps the best evidence of this is that 660 global companies have chosen the kingdom as their regional headquarters, more than what was targeted for 2030. What has been achieved in infrastructure and the level of technological services reflects the strength of the Saudi economy and its promising future prospects, its vast potential. Within the framework of investments in future trends, the agreements that have been made in the field of artificial intelligence, complete aspects of the vision programs positioning the kingdom in the coming years as a global hub in this field. In our military programs, we are working to raise our defense capabilities to the highest global standards. In addition, our cooperation with our strategic partners contributes to achieving our goals of localizing and accelerating the military industry. This localization has now reached more than 19%, up from just over 2%. Dear brothers and sisters, the state recognizes that having strong public finances should not rely on a single source. Fluctuating revenues make it essential and fundamentally necessary to achieve development, economic diversification, and sustainability, through which diverse job opportunities can grow. Since the launch of the vision, the state has worked to build this foundation, which has given our country a robust economy and made it an attractive destination for investment, as well as achieving many of the goals we strive for. Among these achievements are the unemployment rate reaching its lowest levels and the increase in women's participation in the labor market, as well as maintaining its levels and reducing the proportion of those with limited income. In this context, we continue to assess the economic and social impact of public spending to ensure that resources are directed toward national priorities. This is part of our ongoing efforts to serve citizens, increase their income, raise the level of services provided, and improve the quality of life for citizens, residents, and visitors. The strong economic growth that the Kingdom is experiencing today has been accompanied by a rise in residential real estate prices in some regions of the Kingdom to unacceptable levels, which has led to some distortions in the sector.
That's all for now. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the like button if you're staying informed with us. We will continue to bring you updates on this developing story.